Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Phillip Trading Podcast. My name is William, and our speaker today is Trent from Phillip Futures. So this week we are going to talk about Kuala Lumpur Composite Index, something that all of us are familiar. So Trent, how have you been?
Yeah, I'm feeling good today. Very excited.
Yeah, good to hear that. So I'm pretty good as well. So Trent, after a lagging performance of KLCI in September, KLCI has finally regained the major psychology level of 1,600 points. So in your opinion, what brings KLCI back to the 1,600 level, and is this level sustainable?
Okay, so there are actually a few factors that have contributed to KLCI back up to the 1600 levels. Firstly, is due to foreign funds have been recording net purchases in the past several weeks, indicating foreign funds are interested again in KLCI. Sentiments from international investors have improved due to the recent 12 Malaysia plan and also the full travel border reopening announcement. The lifting of interstate travel ban would mean the lively economic activities could translate into better earnings prospect for sectors like logistics, aviation, and food and beverages, as well as tourism-related activities. Then secondly, the highly crude oil prices have buoyed up the prices of oil and gas-related stocks. So crude oil prices are currently trading at the $85 per barrel mark, which are likely to generate some handsome profit for the oil and gas companies in the current quarter. Then thirdly, the market also received a boost from bullish crude palm oil prices, which have been hovering at a record high level. Physical CPO price is currently hovering above 5,200 ringgit per ton, and we can expect even better earnings from the palm oil related stocks. Overall, the current economic condition is looking positive for Malaysia as an export-centric country benefiting from higher oil and palm oil prices.
Okay, thank you, Trent. Definitely, I think our plantation stocks related index stocks definitely contribute very positively to the 1,600 level. Yeah. Okay. So the next question here. Before we continue with futures in general, Trent, can you tell us what are the differences to invest in stocks market versus invest in the KLCI indexes futures?
Okay, so investing in KLCI index futures is actually quite different from investing in stocks market. When investors trade the KLCI index futures, they're actually exposed to the price movement of top 30 component stocks simultaneously. Hence, volatility is lower for KLCI index futures as there's risk diversification with the 30 component stocks coming from different market sectors. Another difference is the presence of leverage in futures trading as compared to investing in stocks market. Leverage allows investors to increase their return from a smaller amount of capital outlay. Typically, the leverage of KLCI index futures is about 15 to 20 times, and hence investor can potentially generate higher return from KLCI index futures from the same amount of capital invested in the stocks market. However, investors also need to be cautious of the leverage as it is a double-edged sword. It can increase the return, and at the same time, we also increase the losses if investor is caught in the wrong market direction. Apart from that, futures trading is also bi-directional, meaning investor can choose to enter into long or short position. Unlike stocks market, investor can still short the KLCI index futures during a market downtrend. The ability to short in futures also provide investors with a tool to hedge their stocks portfolio in the market downturn.
Okay. Thank you for the explanation, Trent. So next question here, since we understand the differences between futures and stocks market, so do you have any tips to succeed KLCI index futures trading? Or what are the essential things or signs to look out before we enter a trade in the index futures?
Okay, to succeed in futures trading, investors really need to master both technical analysis and fundamental analysis. So for technical analysis, investors must be able to identify correctly the current trend and ride along with the trend. Investors also must be able to identify the major support and resistance level for entry to obtain a better risk and reward ratio. In terms of fundamental analysis of KLCI index futures, investors will need to know the current performance of the top 10 constituents of the KLCI index. The top 10 constituents account for approximately 60% of the index weightage. If most of the 10 stocks are bullish, we can expect KLCI index to be bullish as well. Apart from that, investors also need to monitor the current economic condition of Malaysia. So investor can refer to a few main economic indicators such as Consumer Price Index, CPI, Gross Domestic Product, GDP, and export value. If most of the economic indicators are showing a healthy economy, we can expect the KLCI index to be bullish.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing. I think one of the very good point that you point out here is the top 10 stocks constitution. So I think traders really need to monitor the technical analysis of the top 10 stocks, because that basically drive the entire KLCI index's futures trend. Okay, so one last question here. We usually see the term window dressing on the media during end of the year. As KLCI is now trading at 1,600 level, do you think it's too late for traders to take advantage on window dressing activities using the KLCI index futures?
Okay, so the fourth quarter usually perform much better than the first 9 months, as a lot of people will focus on window dressing. Cyclically, the KLCI is usually positive during this period. We can also expect this upside bias to sustain into December, given the traditional window dressing phenomenon whereby the KLCI posted positive December returns in 11 of the past 12 years. Hence, in my opinion, it's still not too late to jump into KLCI. If investors want to be cautious, they can wait for a minor pullback and enter long position at dips for better risk and reward. In addition, the market will also likely to receive a further boost from budget 2022, as the government is likely to announce more expansionary spending to boost the economic recovery.
Okay, I thank you, Trent. I think that is all for today's sharing. So for those that are interested to trade the KLCI index futures, please do not hesitate to contact us. Okay, we can guide you through how to participate in the window dressing activities using this particular index. Okay, so with that, I think we will end our tradings today. And also, just one last thing to shout out, because we are currently having this promotion where you can open an account to trade the KLCI index, and you might get a cash reward, or you might get Food Panda vouchers. Okay, so yeah, it's one of the best timing to open an account and trade the indexes futures, the Bursa indexes futures. Okay, so thank you, Trent. I guess I will see you next round.
Okay, see you again next week.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.